Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about a fun concept called forced perspective photography. Forced perspective photography is a type of optical illusion. Objects appear to be a different size or distance due to the angle that they've been shot from. You can turn tiny objects into giants or shrink buildings. A classic example of forced perspective is a tourist shot of a person holding the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm going to give you a couple of helpful tips to get you started on your project. Start off by searching forced perspective on Google, Instagram, or even Pinterest. Take your time to look at different pictures and pick out the ones that you like. You can use them as a reference for your project, but remember, plagiarism is illegal. You can use the internet to get ideas, but you must do your own original work. Once you have an idea of what you're doing, plan each scene. So every visual element in your frame has to work together. Harmony is the key to a convincing forced perspective shot. So before you go out and take pictures, figure out how to execute every single scene you want to create. Look at some of your reference photos and scout for the best places to do them. If one of your forced perspective ideas involves a bench, choose a location with plenty of them, like a park. You should also list down the necessary props you need for your project. If you can't find the right area or object, consider tweaking your concept. You'll also need to think of how you want to set up your photos. You'll need to know where to place your camera and where to position your subjects. It helps to take test shots. So after you plan the shoot, you have to take some test shots before doing the real thing. It'll help you to visualize your idea better and to show you what's working and what's not. Sometimes two hands are better than one, so before you shoot, think about working with a partner to help you get the perfect shot. Since your partner can't see what's on the screen, you'll have to communicate with them to tell them what you're trying to achieve. This process takes trial and error, so a lot of patience may be required. Your composition is key to creating the illusion. It's the most crucial part of forced perspective shots. You need to place your subject in the exact spot, or else people will notice the illusion right away. If you want something to look bigger than it is, put it in the foreground. To make it smaller, put it in the background. You can also use angles to make your image look more three-dimensional. With forced perspective in photography, you'll need to think beyond eye level. You'll either need to lay low on the ground or take pictures from above. Play with different angles until you achieve what you're aiming for. Use the environment to create depth. The most common backgrounds for forced perspective include flat surfaces, streets, and buildings. Forced perspective photographers often look for flat surfaces for big or small illusions. Or they use streets and pavements to create the illusion of depth or height. Pretending to hold or carry a building is a common trick. You can also think of other ways of interacting with your surroundings. And you can use anything from buildings to sidewalks to trick people's minds. Use toys to add characters to your photos. Props are crucial when it comes to turning your ideas into reality. And you can use pretty much anything from toys of different sizes to real objects to create such shots. Remember to play with the position of your items, either in the foreground or the background, to make it look bigger or smaller, depending again on what you want to achieve. Of course, toys aren't the only props you can use. You can also find ways to incorporate real objects. Try benches, lampposts, and fire hydrants to add to your illusion. There are plenty of ways to interact with them as well. You can hold them, lean on them, or place them in interesting places. The key is to have fun. The more fun you have with forced perspective, the more creative you'll get. You can literally use anything around you to get started. Use a coffee mug and get a friend to stand behind it. Pose a friend with your dog so it looks like your dog is a giant. The options are endless, as long as you have fun.